from all of the work that you have done and pioneered in women's health, what is the biggest misconception about women's health that you are still hearing on the circuit that we need to flatten right here, right now?
I am staring at my other computer screen that has like 16 different tabs open with fasting articles. How fasting is so great, but it is not great for women, especially exercising women.
So I'm going to say in over, I think 300 episodes we've done now, we've had lots of different scientists on, from Dr. Sachi Panda to Mindy Phelps, a whole range of people talking about fasting. Okay. Give me your top line for women. So sorry, men, but you should also listen to this for your partners and sisters and mothers. Give me your top line on intermittent fasting or fasting in general, because there's so many different types of fasting for women.
Women do better in a fed state. And when we look at chronobiology, women need to feed their bodies during the day when they are awake to keep their hormone pulse going in the right direction and give them energy when they need it so that they can get into a good deep sleep where all our reparation occurs.
What did you have for breakfast this morning?
I had a bowl of yogurt with berries, chia seeds, mixed nuts, some protein powder, some honey, and then two shots of espresso.
Would you say that's one of the? It's very hard because I know that you'll tailor things specific to women, so it's very hard to give generic advice. But would you say overall that is the ideal breakfast to wake up to start your day?
It's the ideal breakfast for women because we want to bring the cortisol down. Like you have the peak half an hour after waking up, is you want some good protein and some carb. And we also know that women don't get enough protein towards the second half of the day. So we try to load it towards the beginning of the day, and it has a better impact on the body with regards to keeping amino acids going, keeping energy levels in check, helping with insulin sensitivity. Um, and biggest thing really is maintaining our lean mass, because as we get older, you tend to lose it. And that's one of the things that we're finding. A lot of women are like, well, I want to hold a fast because, for XYZ, but underneath it all, it's because they're trying to have some kind of calorie restriction. Because when you start asking, what are the molecular mechanisms of fasting that you really want to get out of fasting, most of them can't say anything. They don't know. They've heard autophagy, but what does that mean? Do you know that it means that you're trying to upregulate certain proteins in your skeletal muscle so that it will go and get all the cellular debris? Is that what you're talking about? They kind of have a blank face. So when we're talking about, you want protein, especially in the morning, to help with our cortisol pulse, people freak out. They're like, what do you mean cortisol has a pulse? Help with our estrogen and our progesterone and our
Explain.
testosterone pulse? A pulse?
Cortisol pulse. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we see cortisol has this bad rap, right? When we say, oh, I have elevated cortisol, but our body responds very well across the day. I mean, that's how we're able to bring our heart rate up. That's how we're able to be alert. So we have a peak that comes about a half an hour before we wake up, because that's the body naturally waking up to become alert, like what's happening in the day. And you're in a catabolic state. So if you don't do something to bring that cortisol down, specifically some protein and some good carb, you're going to stay in this catabolic state. So instead of, like in men, if men stay in a catabolic state, it upturns testosterone and lean mass. But for women, when we're in this kind of catabolic sympathetic drive, when you first wake up, it just perpetuates lean mass loss, because lean mass is very metabolically active. And the hypothalamus is saying, hey, I need some nutrition to get through this little bit of stress of waking up and starting the day. And I don't see any coming in. I don't have any senses of carbohydrate coming in. I don't have any senses of protein coming in, but I need some amino acids. I need some glucose. So it starts breaking down and signaling to break down lean mass. So when we complicate it by someone getting up first thing in the morning, going to the gym to lift weights or to go for a run, and they're already in this catabolic state and they're signaling, oh, I want to build fitness. But the brain is saying, no, I want to break it down because I need some of the parts in order to keep continuing. A lot of times women are like, I don't understand why I'm not getting fitter. It's because you're fighting this natural rhythm that your body undercurrent is in a survival mode. Every morning you wake up, it's like, okay, what's going on? What's going on? So the simplest thing a woman can do when she's trying to bring sympathetic drive down, to improve body composition, is to have some good protein and a little bit of carb within half an hour of waking up. And it doesn't mean a full meal at all. It could be a couple of tablespoons of yogurt with a little honey. I'm notorious for protein fortified coffee because I'm not that hungry right when I wake up, but it is something that's going to tell the hypothalamus, yeah, there's some nutrition coming in.